Hello and a very warm welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is EBC Wallet, the voice of Pan-Africanism from the capital Addis Ababa, with me, Biniam Getane. In this special edition of EBC Wallet, we'll be talking about several issues in connection with the upcoming celebration of Timkat, or the Ethiopian Epiphany, which will be observed in the coming days in Ethiopia in general and specific areas in particular. The Ethiopian Epiphany and other religious and cultural practice do have several potentials in making the country to be promoted at a higher level. We are going to also talk about the country's exchange of cultural sharings, knowledge transfer, and similarities and difference that Ethiopia has with other countries. Especially for this edition, we'll be having a guest from India, whose name is Dr. Ajin Mathew, who is a craniofacial surgeon and a health consultant. We'll be delving into several issues, which focuses, apart from the Epiphany, we'll be delving into the cultural and bilateral relationship and how Ethiopians and Indians do have such commonalities in terms of promoting the culture, the religion, and investment. And some of the interesting aspects of Ethiopians will be mentioned. To stay tuned with the program, I am Biniam Getane once again. Dr. Ajin Mathew, a very warm welcome for joining us in this program of EBC Wallet. I thank you so much.
Thank you. It's my privilege again to be here in EBC, and happy advanced and blessed Timkat and Epiphany Festival for all of my fellow Ethiopian brothers and sisters. Thank you, Bini.
Going forward, let's see the following questions. As you know, Ethiopia and India have had a long-standing relationship, but for this episode, what specific parallels do you see and how do these shared aspects contribute to the potential of cultural exchange between the two countries?
India and Ethiopia, when you see the culture and traditions, we both countries are having three things in common. One, religious tradition. Second, traditional value, and the family culture. In these three things, we are not that much flexible. We are orthodox people to a certain extent. And that orthodox mentality of Indian culture and also Ethiopian culture is the uniqueness between these two countries.
From an Oriental Orthodox Church perspective, what are the most significant elements of Ethiopian Epiphany or Timkat?
I think Ethiopia is the second country which accepted Christianity, I think back 333 or something AD. So from that time onwards, I think Ethiopia is having so many invasions, but not a permanent invasion. So when it comes to the Timkat festival, or we will say the baptism of our Jesus, I believe it is a revelation when it comes to the mentality of the people. And when I say the relevance of Timkat and Epiphany, when we say the Ark of Covenants, which is represented by Tabut, and this exactly what we follow in Kerala, especially my village, it is the same. We follow the people, follow the Tabut, and we go to the place where that holy water is placed, and people will be preceding it, and we will receive the holiness from the Tabut. So this is the uniqueness which we also carry, here also we carry. And I was privileged to attend the great place of the Gondor, at least for I think more than 3 times, and I am planning to travel this time also. In Timkat, not only in Timkat, all Orthodox Christian festivals, I can see all religions are participating in the festival, and everyone is moving without making a noise. There is no need of any police or anything. People are unique and people are staying blessed with that atmosphere in a unique way. So that is why I am saying, like, millions, thousands of people gathering together without any problem. So that is the belief and that is the culture. And this belief and culture follows the tradition. In Ethiopia, when I say Timkat, it is not a celebration. I will say it is a holiness. This holiness, if I am in Ethiopia and if I am able to adopt that holiness, for me it is just going to a church and getting the blessings like the same way an Ethiopian is getting.
How does this celebration differ from or from similar observance in other parts of the world? What can you tell us compared to India?
That is a very good question, by the way. So coming into tourist viewpoint of Ethiopia, as you know, Gondar is the city of castles. So I think our tourism department should take the initiatives to make this as a international tourist festival which is religiously binded. So for example, many tourists from the world, especially the Orthodox Christians, they love to come to Ethiopia, visit all these castles, and all these castles are in one place. And also, as you know, next to the Gondor, it is Lalibela, and it is having that great 11 monolithic stone-hewn churches in one spot. And in my knowledge, there is no place in the world which provides that. So I think it should be like a package in which the tourist comes with the groups and they know the culture, tradition, religious way of doing it, and how the Ethiopia is unique with its Orthodox belief. Right. Any sector, especially in tourist sector, the organized way of doing it with a legal concept, that is the one which we needed. Let me tell you few examples. For example, coffee ceremony. You have a coffee ceremony in Addis Ababa. A tourist doesn't want to see that coffee ceremony in Addis Ababa. I'm just saying as an example, if you are able to take the people from different parts of the world to Addis Ababa to Bonga, Bonga to Kaffa, and if the people are having an opportunity to have a beautiful coffee from the place of origin, that is a package everyone like it. Same goes with the villages, tribal villages. Let me say, for example, Musri village. They have this unique kind of this putting the band over here. And Konso village. And so many villages, tribal villages, they have their own culture and tradition. So what I suggest from my viewpoint as an expatriate, it should be a package, a safe package organized by the tour operators, which is accepted by the government of Ethiopia, which is providing all security and everything. So this is one part. Then second part, when it comes to the financial part of that tourism, see, a tourist when he is coming, he is not living as a tourist. He spends some time of his life as a tourist, but he is a professional. So when he is coming to Ethiopia, he will see the investment opportunities, job opportunities, technical collaborations, and that is a byproduct of tourism.
What are some of the festivities of Hindus which are observed in your country, and what can you also tell us about the pilgrimages that are available in India?
In India, there is particular places like, for example, Kashi Varanasi, Shabarimala, things like that, places, so many places like that. So all are related with our, for example, the Hindu belief of Shivalinga, Shivaratri. For example, festival is called Shivaratri. It represents God Shiva. Yeah. Then we have Onam festival, which represents the King Mahabali's rebirth. So when I say Onam festival, somehow the festival and the cultural heritage is very similar to the festival in Tigray region. I forgot the name. No, the Tigray region there is a festival. What do you say for that? The festival is celebrated with so many beautiful colors and things like that. this festival and the Ashanda, exactly, precisely. So this Ashanda festival, I don't know how, the calendar between these countries are different, but it comes in same day, same culture and same way we celebrate. So these are the things which we celebrate in India. And in India, any festival, it's not like a holiday, it's like a mixture of holiday, tradition, our culture and belief. And all the religions, they participate together in one thinking and one belief. Kashi Varanasi temple, it's a temple which is situated in the banks of river Gangotri. So it's a very big river, and it represents 11 Shiva Lingas. Shiva Linga means it represents God, Lord Shiva, which is that Lord is the most important God for Hindus. So this is the biggest festival which is happening in India, and the importance of that temple is it's a temple built centuries back.
Countries have had a long-standing relationship, as I've been saying, between Ethiopia and India. So in this regard, how can bilateral and multilateral ties between Ethiopia and India can be leveraged in terms of promoting Ethiopian tourism and considering also its future characteristics and cultural heritage?
So coming to trade, if I am not wrong, in back 1st AD, the Empire of Aksumite, we started the trade between India and Ethiopia. So after that, I think from 6th AD onwards, the Ethiopians were trading with India. Indians were bringing spices and silk, and in turn we are having gold, minerals and ivory. This kind of things are being traded. So from that time onwards, India is having a strong cultural and trade relationship between India and Ethiopia. So coming to that point, for example, we have in Ethiopia, we have Indian Business Forum, which is very active, which is very well supported by Embassy of India and Africa India Economic Foundation. It's a very big non-governmental organization, or I will say the only non-governmental organization which is having direct relationship with African Union. So these are the areas in which we see the similarities, and we should explore more and more in the activities involving this type of institutions. So as you know, now Embassy of India in Ethiopia and Ethiopian Embassy in India both are working together to form a platform in which Indians can do business in Ethiopia very fruitfully, and the reverse also happening. For example, if an Ethiopian trader, now before it was the choice was China. Now, as you know, the emerging country in the world is India, and all the economists people are saying or predicting India will be #1 in near future. And our Excellency, our Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision towards a global empowerment makes African regions what I will say, an investment hub of Indians. And that is the reason why with our Excellency Prime Minister Modi's and our Excellency Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's vision comes together. And as you know, Ethiopia is a part of BRICS, in which India is one of the countries who are leading the show. So BRICS and the economic revolution and the socio-economic revolution, which is reformed by these two governments and the prime ministers, that is the platform which we as a business people in India, from Ethiopia, Indians from in Ethiopia, makes a fruitful stage for business. It was very unfortunate to say India and Ethiopia I will say the name Ayurveda. In Ethiopian context, we will say herbal medicines. So the Ayurveda is a medicine which utilizes herbs and plants to treat everything, and which is considered as one of the most important medical sector in the world. Unfortunately, our Ethiopian pharmaceutical agencies or the governmental agencies doesn't have much research about that. So I am very sure, and very sure in one perspective, if these herbal medicines can associate with Indian Ayurveda, a very good global market is waiting for Ethiopia. Because in countries like India, especially in Kerala, we don't have that much land to do. And Ethiopia is a land of vast, what I will say, potential for agriculture. So this agriculture, if you divert into this medicinal plant industry, the world will buy from Ethiopia.
On top of what you said, the world has changed a lot. I can say countries who are separating are becoming one due to technological advancements and globalization. And technology is enhancing lots of things. And how do Indians would contribute in this case, especially to strengthen their knowledge through AI and knowledge transfer?
Let me say, I was thinking about this point. I didn't expect you to ask that. But coming to that point, let me say the world is now moving with AI, coding, robotics, things like that. So I am in a serious plan, or the government should think about it, to have a sector in which AI, robotics, coding, and cyber, so many things are like that, which world is looking forward. Now I think Ethiopia is also in a big stage of transformation from the traditional system to the modern system. So that should be implemented in the country as early as possible. And as you know, Ethiopian youths are having the high potential. So that gives the opportunity of learning for the youth. And this, nowadays the problem is that Ethiopian youths are not having a global exposure. So this learning process of AI, robotics, coding and things like that will give them an exposure for to the globe actually. And as you know, Ethiopian youths are having that much potential. We should utilize them into their full potential in such a way that let the world utilizes Africa. It should start from Ethiopia. Let me say in another way. So if I ask someone like when you should start AI or robotics or decoding study, I should say it should start from the grade 1, and it should be designed in such a way that it should be available from grade 1 to masters, so that all the sectors are will be able to take the advantage of the global scenario. Any country, if there should be a boom, it should be technology. The technology is the base of everything. Advanced technology with ethical and traditional values, which we always follow, like we Ethiopians, I mean. When you can merge it in the right proposition, I think Ethiopia is the country which world is looking at. As you know, Indian Embassy is already supporting the Ethiopian students to have the higher education in all the levels, in all the sectors. And I should thank that initiative from Indian Embassy, which is supported by again our Prime Minister Modi, to encourage African students to come to India, see what is happening. This is happening in all the sectors. But let me say, there are big investors or NGOs who can support much more Ethiopian students. And facility is there, I say just utilize it. And in my knowledge, Indian Embassy is ready to welcome you all.
So looking forward in the future, how can cross-cultural ties between the two countries can be strengthened through tourism and cultural exchange programs?
See, as we mentioned in the beginning, everything we should put into an organizational structure. So here the problem what I have seen is that Ethiopia is having tourism, yes, we have. Ethiopia is having culture, we do have. We have tradition, we do have. How much we are organized? How much we are organized? That is the question what I need to ask. So the Ethiopian bureaucratic team with this much of capacity, the government should see this team should be very well organized, or they should make them very well organized in such a way that inviting the tourist and investment people from every part, not only from India, as showing Ethiopia it's a traditionally, ethically, and in every segment it is a far advanced or advancing country, and you are safe in Ethiopia.
Mr. Anji, before we wrap up our interview, if you have any final message that you would like to convey to Ethiopians in connection with the celebration of the upcoming Timkat or Ethiopian Epiphany, and also several ideas which have been raised, the floor is yours.
Let me say, in 2016, our Patriarch His Highness Ajin Mathew visited our city. And 2017, His Highness Paulos Mar Militios, late, he was the chief guest for our Meskil celebrations. So what they exchanged, it is a blessings to all, in peace. So this is from my humble, I will say, wishing for everyone, stay blessed, stay in peace, and peace for Ethiopia.
Mr. Ajin Mathew, a craniofacial surgeon and healthcare project consultant, thank you so much for your brief explanation on this pertinent issue of concern, and thank you again for your time. I know that you have a busy schedule. Thank you for coming at EBC studio, and I really appreciate it.
And it's my privilege. I will take this as my privilege, and thank you, Biniam, and whole team of EBC for inviting me. Thank you. Have a blessed day.